Hello students, in this video we are going to learn something called as projection of UCM along the diameter is SHM. Now first of all, try and understand this basic idea. It says if you have a particle performing UCM, so let's consider this point as a particle P, and let's consider this dashed line as the diameter. Now if I project the particle performing UCM on its diameter like a shadow, I can say the shadow will perform oscillation or SHM. This is the basic idea for today. Now here we can say when the particle from this position, say it move to this position, let's say by an angle theta, and while doing this it was performing UCM with constant angular speed omega. So we can say the theta is nothing but omega t, correct? And if we project this new position of the particle on the diameter, then I can say the shadow over here have displaced from its original position to this new position by say a distance x. Now similarly, if this particle travels further, we can say the shadow travels further over here. At this junction, the particle and the shadow, you can say, collides or merges. Now as the particle move further, we can say the shadow will move back to its original position. So when the particle reaches over here, the shadow comes back to its mean position. Now as the particle move ahead towards this end, you can say the shadow along with it will reach to the negative extreme position, and as the particle comes back to its original, the starting position, you can say the shadow will also come back to its mean position. So as the particle performs UCM, its projection, the shadow, performs SHM or oscillatory motion. Now since you have understand the UCM can be used as a way to explain SHM, we use the angle to describe the position of SHM, considering that whenever a particle is performing SHM, we imagine that particle as a shadow of some imaginary particle performing UCM. So whenever you see an equation of SHM, you will find the angle in that particular equation. That angle is nothing but the imaginary particle performing UCM ka angle with the center. I hope you understood this part. Now can I say the particle, the shadow, will reach to the extreme, and that extreme is nothing but the radius of the circle for the particle performing UCM, and that radius can be called as amplitude, which means this line what you can see is also the amplitude A. Now if this angle is theta, by alternate angle even this is theta. So if you concentrate on this triangle, the right angle triangle, if I apply trigonometry, that is sine theta, we get opposite x upon hypotenuse A, and that becomes x equal to A sine theta, and that is nothing but x is equal to A sine omega t. Now this is the equation of position of the particle performing SHM. As you can see, there is an angle involved, and that angle keeps on changing with time. We can say theta is function of time. So as this time keeps on changing, the angle keeps on changing. So the sign value keeps on changing. By that, the value of x keeps on changing, but it has a limit that is plus a and minus a. So the value of this x keeps on changing, or it varies from plus a to minus a, which is nothing but the extremes of SHM, or you can call this as a positive extreme and the negative extreme. Now to relate this with the differential equation of SHM, which is the standard equation of SHM, let's take the derivative of this equation. Now we know the velocity is dx by dt. So a being constant comes out, we get d by dt of sine omega t. Now sine omega t, sine theta derivative is cos theta, but at the same time there is theta which is function of time, so omega t derivative with respect to time will be omega. So we finally land up to a omega cos omega t. That is the equation of velocity which we get from the derivative of x. Now to further a step, we go for the second order derivative to find the acceleration. The acceleration, as we know, it is dv by dt. The second order derivative, which means the derivative of this. So this time a omega being constant comes out, then it is the derivative of cos omega t. The derivative of cos omega t is minus sine omega t, and the derivative of function of t, which is omega t, as omega, and so we get the final value as minus omega square a sine omega t. Now if you carefully check, you get a sine omega t back, which is the x in the equation of acceleration. So we can write the acceleration as minus omega square x. So acceleration is minus omega square x. We get acceleration plus omega square x equal to 0. Acceleration can be written as double order derivative or second order derivative of x with respect to time, which is d2x by dt square plus omega square x equal to 0. Now if you remember, the standard equation of differential equation of SHM was d2x by dt square plus k by mx equal to 0. Now if you compare these two equations, they are quite the same, which means the shadow over here is actually performing an SHM, where the k by m is omega square. Therefore omega is nothing but root of k by m. As we know, omega can be written as 2 pi by t, and so we get the time period over here as 2 pi root of m by k. So for the spring pendulum, we can say the time period of the oscillation of spring pendulum is nothing but 2 pi root of m by k, and it basically proves that the projection of UCM, or a particle performing UCM, along its diameter is nothing but SHM. I hope you understood every aspect of this. Thank you.